already Electric for Life here, and woo, Vjump leaked again. I did not think it was gonna leak this. Normally it leaks and doesn't leak until like the 20th. So we got a lot of new stuff. Like, I can't remember the last time Vjump leaked with a lot of like new announcements and stuff. I don't know. Like, if this video gets too long, I might have to break it up into two, but hopefully we won't. So first and foremost, let's start off with the booster pack stuff. So this is the cover art for Maximum Crisis, the set after Raging Tempest. That is Supreme Dragon King's arc, everybody. If you've been watching the Arc V anime lately, then you will know who this guy is, why he's important, why he's big and scary, and why it's kind of weird to have to actually summon him. Like, well, kind of the hoops and hurdles you have to go through to summon him. But however, with the new Pendulum, what was it called? Pendulum something Structure, he's supposed to be a whole lot easier to summon. So I don't know which is coming out first, but the Pendulum Structure kind of focuses around him, which is going to be scary because apparently his effect is supposed to be like terrifying. But yeah, we don't actually have his effect yet. It's going to be revealed in the next Vjump. They kind of sort of tease us with that, which is annoying because I want to know what he does now. Anyway, so we got two new archetypes in Maximum Crisis that we know about now. The first one is the true Dracos, or the true kings. They're supposed to work with the true kings that we've been getting in each of the past three sets. So, you know, I forget what they're called, but like the fire guy, the water guy, and the earth guy. We'll probably get another one in this set to kind of just go with the true Draco archetype. And I gotta say, I really like this archetype just from the way it looks and kind of sort of plays. So we have their, I guess, boss monster here, Metatron, the true Draco mech soldier. And actually, considering that this is spelt very similar to Mott, I'm guessing it's pronounced Dot. Metatron, the true Draco mech soldier thing. Light worm effect level 9, 3k attack, 3k defense. If you normal summon, set this card, you must tribute 3 monsters and or continuous spell or trap cards you control. This card is unaffected by the same type of effects as the original type of cards you use to tribute summon it, monster, spell, or trap. So if you tribute him by using one monster, one spell, and one trap, he is completely and totally immune to everything. Like, just absolutely everything. And that is really, really crazy because you can't Castell him, you can't Dark Rebellion him, you can't 101 him. Like, you couldn't 101 him anyways, he was tribute summoned. You can't like bottomless him, you can't compulse him, you can't dark hole him. Basically, your only way of getting over him is dropping an Honest on him while battling, or dropping a Kaiju on him. That's basically your only way. That or just summoning something bigger. Next up we have, oh yeah, I did cover this last effect. Almost forgot about that. If this tribute summon card is destroyed by your opponent's card, by battle or card effect, you can special summon one fusion, synchro, or exceeds monster from your trick that is earth, fire, water, or wind attribute. I really like this effect. It kind of covers your bases if he does die. Just summoning a free fusion, synchro, or exceeds from your extract, which is pretty awesome. Overall, I really like this guy. Pretty awesome boss monster. Next up is Maria Mune, the true Draco Phoenix. Windworm effect, level 9, 2700 attack, 2100 defense. You can only use each effect of Maria Mune, the true Draco Phoenix, once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can destroy 2 other monsters in your hand or face up on your field, including a wind monster. And if you do, special summon this card. And if you do that, you can banish 4 cards from the top of your opponent's deck if both the destroyed monsters were wind. I really like this effect, just being able to get rid of cards from the top of your opponent's deck. You might get rid of a Desires or some other thing that like may have helped him win the duel, but you just got rid of it so they won't be drawing into it, which is pretty awesome. I like it a lot. If this card is destroyed by card effect, you can add 1 non-wind worm type monster from your deck to your hand. So you can search out any non-wind worm type monster from your deck to your hand, which is pretty awesome. I like this card a lot. I mean, it kind of sort of pays for itself, kind of, not really, because if it does die by a card effect, you get to search out something, so it kind of covers the cost of summoning it. But it's 2700, so it can still be attacked over by a lot of things. I really do like this card a lot, though. Next up is Dynamite Knuckle, the True Draco Fighter. He's level 6, 2500 attack, 2100 defense. If you're attributing summoning this card in face-up attack position, you contribute a face-up continuous spell or trap card you control instead of a monster. Really, really cool. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, if you control distribute summon card, you can take one True Draco or True King continuous trap card from your deck and either add it to your hand or activate it to your side of the field. Really good, just being able to search out any True King, True Draco, continuous trap card from your deck, and you can either just add it to your hand or activate it, which is pretty darn good, just being able to search it and then either activate it right away so you get the effects and bonuses right away, or if like your opponent has a Twin Twister and you don't want it to get nuked, you can just add it to your hand, which is pretty cool. I like this a lot. Plus he's got 2500 attack, which is pretty decent. Next up is Ignis Heat, the True Draco Warrior, level 5, Fire Worm, effect 2400 attack, 1000 defense. I think that's almost verbatim the average Monarch stats, except most Monarchs are level 6. There's one that's level 5. If you attribute summoning this card in face-up attack position, you can contribute a face-up continuous spell or trap card you control instead. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, if you control distribute summon card, you can take one True King or True Draco continuous spell card from your deck and either add it to your hand or activate it to your side of the field. So basically the same thing as this guy, except to get a spell from your deck to your hand or field instead. Again, I really do like this guy, and he kind of looks like the Draco Slayers to me. See, doesn't he kind of look like a Draco Slayer, like Luster Pendulum? Same kind of like wing design, sword, kind of same detail design. I can't see where his head is, so I can't really tell. Oh, is this his head? He has a beak. Kind of weird. Next up is Majesty Maiden, the True Draco Mage. Windworm effect, 2300 attack, 1500 defense, level 5. If you're attributing this face-up, yeah, it's the same thing as all the others. You can attribute a face-up spell trap card instead. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, if you control this card, attribute summon card, you can add one True King or True Draco monster from your deck to your hand. A really good effect. Again, just being able to search out stuff. My biggest worry with this deck is that due to them being tribute summon focus, I don't know how often they're actually going to be able to summon multiple monsters. Like, that's going to be the big issue, is keeping up with the faster paced decks. They do have an Xyz. He's a rank 9. True King VFD the Beast. So, the instant I read this name, I thought VFD. What? They're naming it after 7th Dragon 3 code VFD. I freaking love this game, and I gotta say, guys, if you have a 3DS and you don't plan on getting Pokemon today, get 7th Dragon 3 code VFD. It's an amazing video game. Sorry, I just had to bring it up because VFD, they named it after the big bad from the game. God dang it. I don't even know what VFD stands for. I've always thought it stood for Very First Dragon, but I don't know. I'm not that far into the code VFD, but it might stand for that. I don't know. So, True King, VFD, the Beast. I'm going to laugh even more if, like, VFD from this game looks even remotely similar to this thing. And I can't tell. Okay, yeah, I can kind of tell what okay, so it kind of looks like the other True Kings. It's that kind of weird. Yeah, it's just dark and evil looking. It kind of looks like an amalgamation of all of them, to be honest. So he's a rank 9 Dark Worm, Xyz effect monster, 3k attack, 3k defense. Xyz materials, 2 or more level 9 monsters. Pretty good, I guess. I mean, you have 2 level 9s up here, and I guess you're going to want to use the True Kings instead of the True Dracos for it, because technically those guys are going to be easier to summon than these two. I mean, actually, no, she's just as easy to summon as the True Drac, as the True Kings. So, I don't know. Once per turn in your first turn, you can detach Xyz material from this card, then declare one attribute. Face-up monsters in the field become monsters of that attribute. Monsters your opponent controls with that attribute cannot activate their effects, also they cannot attack. These changes last until the end of this turn. That is just mean. So, your opponent goes into, I don't know, 101, or you're doing against ABC, they activate freaking any of the gadget's effects. You chain his effect, you declare light or dark or any attribute, it really doesn't matter. All creatures become that attribute, and creatures with that effect cannot activate their effects. Also, they cannot attack. So, this guy basically hardcore counters any, like, single attribute deck out there, which is pretty good. I like it a lot. And actually, just thinking about it, chaining to the activation of a monster effect will not do anything because it just says they cannot activate their effects. So since it's already been activated, it would still go through. While this card is in your monster zone, if you would destroy a monster with the effect of a True King monster in your hand, you can destroy your opponent's monsters instead. Oh, I love it. I love it. I honestly have not read this guy. I just read the name. And I saw the text. I'm like, too long, didn't read. And, oh, God, I love that. This guy is awesome. I like it. True Draco Succession. Continue spell card. You can only use each effect of True Draco Succession once per turn. During your main phase, you can draw one card for each type of True King or True Draco card, monster spell or trap card sent to your graveyard this turn. So at max, you can draw 3, which is pretty cool. During your main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon one True King or True Draco monster. So it has 2 effects, and then it actually has a 3rd effect. If this card is sent from the spell or trap cards to the graveyard, you can target one spell or trap card on the field, destroy it. I like this. This is awesome. Just being able to draw, get another tribute summon, and be able to just pop a spell trap card. I like it. Next up is Dragonic Diagram. This is the field spell because, of course, every DT archetype has to have a field spell. All True King or True Draco monsters in the field gain 300 attack and defense. Okay. Well, this card is in the field spell zone. Each tribute summon True King or True Draco monster cannot be destroyed by battle once per turn. Kind of wish it provided some other thing, like something else other than just battle, because everybody does have incredibly decent attack and defense. They aren't going to be destroyed in battle very often. And then finally, once per turn, you can destroy one other card you control or have in your hand. And if you do, add one True King or True Draco card from your deck to your hand, which obviously is just really good search power. That and also, like, let's say you've destroyed a monster, you destroyed a spell trap card, but you haven't destroyed you've destroyed a monster and destroyed a spell, but you haven't destroyed a trap card yet. So you just pop a trap card, and then you search off of it, and then you just use this card's effect to draw 3. So yeah, this deck is gonna have a lot of search and draw power, which is pretty awesome. Next up is Revival of the True King, continuous trap card. You can only use each effect of Revival of the True King once per turn. You cannot activate this card's, I'm guessing, 2nd and 3rd effect in the same chain. That's just my guess. 1. You can target one True King or True Draco in your graveyard, special summon it in defense, but you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn. Kind of sucks that it even locks you out of your own Xyz monster. And summoning other True Kings. Wow, that's kind of annoying. During your opponent's something phase, I'm going to guess main phase, or battle phase probably, you can, immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon one True King or True Draco from your, you can just tribute summon a True King or True Draco. And if this card is sent from the spell trap card zone to the graveyard, you can target one monster in the field, destroy it. I really like this card. It's pretty good, pretty awesome. It's going to be even better once we know exactly what this does and when you can or cannot use this. Next up, we are getting the Lyrical Luscinia, which I am so happy for. I like this archetype a lot from the TV show. And I remember I got into like an argument with somebody about whether or not these would be printed. So, I won. Lyrical Luscinia, Cobalt Sparrow, Wing Beast effect, level 1, 0 attack, 100 defense. Kind of expected from a level 1 oriented deck. They aren't going to have the best of stats. You can only use the first effect of Lyrical Luscinia, Cobalt Sparrow, once per turn. If this card is special summon, you can add one level 1 Wing Beast type monster from your deck to your hand. A wind monster special summon using this card on the field. XYZ summoned using this card on the field as a seize material gains this effect. It cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. So, protection and search power, I like it. Lyrical Luscinia, Sapphire Swallow, Wing Beast effect, level 1, 100 attack, 0 defense. Literally just a flip-flop of her. You can only use the first effect of the Lyrical Luscinia, Sapphire Swallow, once per turn. If you control a Wing Beast monster, you can special summon both discard and one level 1 Wing Beast monster from your hand. When monster XYZ summoned using this card on the field gains this effect. If it is XYZ summoned, you can target one Lyrical Luscinia monster in your graveyard, attach that monster to it as XYZ material. Turquoise Warbler. God, that for some reason was really hard for me to say. Wing Beast, 100 attack, 100 defense. You can only use the second effect of Warbler once per turn. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summon, you can special summon one Lyrical Luscinia monster from your hand or graveyard. So obviously Warbler, Sapphire Swallow are going to be your two main, I guess, combo starters, and then obviously Cobalt Sparrow will be the searcher who kind of helps you recover your stuff. Very, very good. So I can already kind of guess. So Force Burial, special summon from grave. Let's say you, I don't know, let's see here. Send Cobalt Sparrow and you special summon her, use her effect, add Sapphire Swallow effect, special summon her, and another Lyrical Luscinia from your hand. And then you still have a card to normal summon, so normal summon and then overlay for 5. Which makes sense because that's exactly what you can do with Assembly Nightingale, their main boss monster. Rank 1, 0 attack, 0 defense, Winged Beast, 2 or more level 1 monsters. This card gains 200 attack for each XYZ material attached to it. So, at max, just from XYZ summoning it, it will be at 1,000. Which obviously isn't that great. I hope this deck gets a lot of good spell and trap card support. This card can attack your opponent directly. This card with XYZ material can attack a number of times per battle phase, up to the number of XYZ materials attached to it. So, let's say you do what I just said, and you go into this thing with 5 materials. It will have 1,000 attack, and it will be able to attack your opponent 5 times directly, which is hilarious. I love it. Once per turn in your first turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card. Lyrical Luscinia monsters that you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, you take no battle damage. These changes last until the end of this turn. My big issue with this is that right now, well, for one thing, we don't know that much. We only know 4 cards plus 1 from the bonus thingy. So we really don't know much about how this deck's spell and trap card support is going to be working and all that. I hope they get some protection because really, in all honesty, this deck can lose hard to just non-destruction removal, Ignister, and other things that don't destroy or very obvious. That being said, though, I do like what we have here for the base, and then the one over here in the dimension box helps out too. So I really hope that Konami gives this deck a lot of support. Hopefully more than at least Wind Witches. Wind Witches did not get much. I hope they get more support too, obviously. Speaking of more support, here is more Predator Plant support, which I am always open for because I love this deck a lot. Predator Plant Orphis Scorpio. Dark Plant effect, level 3, 1200 attack, 800 defense. You only use this effect of Predator Plant Orphis Scorpio once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon one Predator Plant monster from your deck except itself. So we got a way to just fill up our graveyard for one thing. So pitching the Carrot Fighter thing, the Carrot Human, I can't remember what it's called. And then special summon any Predator Plant from your deck. That can be King. That can be the Lizard thing that can let you fusion summon. That can be literally anything you want. It'll probably be... Okay, yeah, probably won't... Yeah, it'll probably be this guy right here, Darling Cobra. I knew there was one of them that you generally do want to do. Level 3, Dark Plant type effect monster, 1000 attack, 1500 defense. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a Predator Plant monster, add one polymerization from your deck to your one polymerization spell card or fusion spell card from your deck to your hand. So yeah, you're probably just gonna want to do that. And then hey, look at that, rank 3 play. And then obviously we also have this guy over here, Predator Plant Cordyceps. If you've ever played The Last of Us, you probably know what Cordyceps is. It's a level 1 Dark Plant type effect monster, attack 0, defense 0. During your standby phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard and target 2 level 4 or lower Predator Plant monsters in your graveyard. For the rest of this turn, you cannot normal summon and you cannot spell summon except by fusion summon. Also spell summon those monsters. Pretty good effect. I like it. You have to do it in your standby phase, which kind of sucks, and you don't get to summon anything else, and you only get to fusion summon, but hey, it's still pretty good. And if you bring out Darling Cobra, you can search out a Poly, or you can use this guy's effect and send a dude and then summon out another. Well, actually, no, you can't. So you just be able to really search out a poly. Or if like you also bring out like the level 1 dude, I can't remember what it's called, and then that also let you search after you fusion summon. So pretty good. I like these 3 new cards a lot. Now they are also getting a fusion spell card. Kind of. I say kind of because honestly this looks more like Diabound here, like, because here's Diabound. Look at this, like. So this is Transcendental Fusion, normal spell card. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's effect activation. Pay 2,000 life points. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extract using 2 monsters you control as fusion material. So yeah, obviously it's obviously meant for Predaplants. You can banish this card from your graveyard and target 1 fusion summon monster. Then target 1 monster fusion summon using this card's effect. Special summon all of the fusion materials for that fusion monsters. For that monster's fusion summon from your graveyard, but their attack and defense become 0. Also, their effects are negated. So you're paying 2,000 life points to do basically what Poly does, and then you can banish it from your graveyard, target the monster you just summoned, summon its materials back, and then I guess you're supposed to use Poly for going into another monster. Like, that's like the only thing that I can really think of that this card is meant for, is that it's meant to allow you to just do a lot more fusion plays. Obviously, you'll probably be going into Star Venom, and then you can activate Poly, and then go into a Greedy Venom, or you can activate this, go into Rafflesia, and then you obviously use the effect, bring out its materials, activate Poly, go into Draco Steplia, and it seems pretty good. It's just 2,000 life points for a fusion summon. That can hurt you real bad. I like it though. Next up is Diabound Colonel. I know a lot of people have been wanting this guy for like ever. Because I think he was Bakura's main boss monster. I can't really remember. I haven't seen the original series in forever. But I'm like 95% sure he was Bakura's main monster. And Bakura is a big fan favorite. So, of course, everybody's going to want his monsters. The reason why these are in italics, or brackets, I should say, is because we can't see the attack and defense, but they're going off of its attack and defense from the anime, which I'm guessing will be the exact same. I mean, I don't know, they might change it. Anyway, so Diabound Colonel, level 5 Dark Fiend type effect monster, 1800 attack, 1200 defense. The second effect of Colonel can only be used once per turn. When this card declares an attack, it gains 500 attack, and that's a permanent attack boost, which is pretty nice. And then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls until the end of this turn. That monster loses attack equal to this card's attack. Afterwards, banish this card until the next standby phase. This effect, we can't read the rest. Going off of what we see so far, I like it. I don't like the fact that you gotta banish him in order to use his secondary effect, but hey, depending on what the rest of it does, it could be pretty good. And then we were finally getting Dark Summoning Beast and Fallen Paradise. So if you don't know what these are, they're the Sacred Beast support. So Haman, Raphael, Uriah, pretty freaking good too. Like, I am so happy that we're finally getting these. So Dark Summoning Beast, level 5 Dark Fiend type effect monster. 0 attack, 0 defense. You can only use the effect of him once per turn. You can tribute this card, special summon 1 Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder, or Raphael from your hand or deck, ignoring these summoning conditions. Okay, I don't even need to read the rest of the freaking card to know that this card effect is freaking amazing, and I love it. It's so cool. And as far as we can tell, it doesn't hinder their effects. It doesn't change anything about them. Like, obviously, I mean, honestly, you're probably going to be mostly summoning Raphael. Now, in the anime, he summoned all 3. So, I guess the rest of this effect and effect number 2 are going to help doing that. I hope so, at least, because these 3 are not easy to summon. I know, I've tried. But being able to summon any one for free is freaking awesome. So you can just not play any continuous trap cards, and you can just focus on Haman and Raphael, and then, once you get those 2 out, use Uriah. I mean, use this guy's effect, special summon Uriah. I would not recommend that. Honestly, I would recommend playing enough continuous trap cards and enough continuous spell cards to be able to summon Uriah and Haman normally, and then get out Raphael through this guy's effect. Which honestly just seems a whole lot easier, because Raphael needs 3 Fiend types to go into, which is kind of annoying. And finally, we have Fallen Paradise, a field spell. This is the field spell for the Sacred Beasts. The second effect of Fallen Paradise can only be used once per turn. Uriah, Lord of Searing Flame, Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder, and Raphael, Lord of Phantasm Monsters in your graveyard cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. That is freaking amazing. Your opponent can't just scoop it up with a 101. They can't just Dark Hole it. They can't compulse it, which is just awesome. And then here's the real kicker. And I freaking love it that they kept this effect in. I thought they wouldn't. Actually, they added in this effect. This effect is still the same from the anime. If there's a Uriah, Haman, or Raphael in your monster zone, you can draw 2 cards. Yeah, just pot of greed for having any of the 3 lords in your in your monster zone. So yeah, pretty good cards overall. This is all stuff from Maximum Crisis, except for the stuff down at the bottom here. This is from the 20th anniversary pack, which I have no idea when we're getting, and I kind of wish they would have showed off more stuff because I'm curious now. I want to know more. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I'm going to cover the rest in a second video. This is 25 minutes long, guys. So yeah, be sure to look out for the second video. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Peace out. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and see you all later. Goodbye.